Introduction to the food chain. The food chain is a sequence of organisms each dependent on the next as a source of food. It illustrates how energy and nutrients flow through an ecosystem, from producers to consumers and decomposers. Understanding the food chain helps us grasp how different species interact and maintain ecological balance. Producers, the foundation of the food chain. The food chain begins with producers, which are typically plants and algae that produce their own food through photosynthesis. They convert sunlight into energy, forming the base of the food chain. Producers are essential because they provide the primary source of energy for all other organisms in the ecosystem. Primary consumers, herbivores. Primary consumers, or herbivores, feed directly on producers. These animals, such as deer, rabbits, and insects, obtain their energy and nutrients from plants. Herbivores are crucial for transferring the energy stored in plants up the food chain to the next level of consumers. Secondary consumers, carnivores and omnivores. Secondary consumers are animals that eat primary consumers. They are typically carnivores, such as lions and hawks, or omnivores, like bears and humans, which consume both plants and animals. These consumers play a vital role in controlling the population of primary consumers and ensuring energy transfer within the food chain. Tertiary consumers, top predators. Tertiary consumers, or top predators, are at the top of the food chain. They feed on secondary consumers and are not typically preyed upon by other animals. Examples include sharks, eagles, and polar bears. Top predators help maintain the balance of populations within their ecosystems by regulating the numbers of other animals. Decomposers, recycling nutrients. Decomposers, such as bacteria and fungi, break down dead plants and animals into simpler substances. This process releases nutrients back into the soil, which producers use to grow. Decomposers are essential for nutrient cycling and the overall health of ecosystems. Interdependence among species. The food chain demonstrates the interdependence of different species within an ecosystem. If one species is removed or becomes extinct, it can have a cascading effect on the entire food chain. For example, the decline of a primary consumer can lead to overgrowth of plants and affect the animals that depend on them. Food webs, complex interactions. In reality, food chains are interconnected, forming complex food webs. A single species can occupy multiple levels within different food chains, and many animals have varied diets. Food webs provide a more accurate representation of the diverse feeding relationships in an ecosystem and highlight the intricate balance among species. Human impact on food chains. Human activities, such as habitat destruction, pollution, and overfishing, can disrupt food chains and food webs. These disruptions can lead to imbalances in ecosystems, loss of biodiversity, and changes in species populations. Understanding food chains helps in addressing these impacts and promoting conservation efforts. Conservation and sustainability. Maintaining healthy food chains and ecosystems is crucial for the sustainability of our environment. Conservation efforts aim to protect habitats, regulate hunting and fishing, and reduce pollution to preserve the balance of food chains. Sustainable practices help ensure that ecosystems remain functional and resilient. Conclusion. The food chain illustrates the flow of energy and nutrients through an ecosystem, showing how different animals depend on each other for survival. From producers to decomposers, each level plays a critical role in maintaining ecological balance. Understanding these interactions emphasizes the importance of preserving ecosystems and adopting sustainable practices to protect our natural world.